Film rooms are the forum where strategies are discussed and victories are born. Each person there has a voice and a chance to step forward with what they believe is the key to this week's game.
Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell. His guys came up short on the road last week. Now they're trying to turn things around in front of the home crowd here. Here's the punter, Rigoberto Sanchez, on to get us started. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. Leading them out, their young quarterback, the rookie from LSU.
Well, the silver lining from last week, he played phenomenally, kept the ball clean, and led them to the end zone several times. You know these NFL quarterbacks, though, they trade away all those touchdowns if it meant getting the win. That's his focus this week.
And this will be a Vikings first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
First down. First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Another fine carry from the NFL's rushing leader, and quarterbacks typically dominating the MVP balloting, but I think you got to give this guy serious consideration, don't you?
I agree totally. I mean, he's leading the league in rushing, and let's face it, the running back renaissance in the NFL, it's real, and it's really helping teams along the way. He's a prime example. Got to give him strong consideration for MVP talk.
False start, offense.
Bad false start penalty there. Now 2nd and 6. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46. You look at this Bears defense. They're a unit that enters play way down, number 28 in the NFL right now against the run.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 47. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. The first carry now for Tony Pollard. And he's going to take this down close to a first down at about the Bears' 39. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he will be very close to his first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
They'll run for it with Pollard. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. This, the second meeting between these two division rivals. You might recall they met earlier in the year, and it was the Vikings who won that one on the road, so they'll look for the sweep here in Minneapolis. First down, and it's Pollard again. He finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2. 2nd and 7.
2nd and 7.
Now we've got movement up front, and I think this is going to be on Minnesota. And that false start penalty is certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Beautiful fake. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
Number 1. It's a gain of 9. Makes it 3rd and
looking to throw. Justin Jefferson bringing in the throw. And he will have the Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the Vikings first down. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Second and 12.
The Vikings are 12-4 now on the year. And Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape and not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
And 10.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Intended for Ryan Flanoy.
Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try.
On the coverage.
From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. And his kick is indeed good. And the Vikings have 3 to the lead. Even though they didn't find the end zone, it's been pretty close with how they moved the ball on the ground because we know that was one of the big goals in this game.
And that really goes through the entire offense because when you're running the ball effectively, just about everyone's involved. It's not just the guy carrying the football. It's everyone blocking for him, both inside and on the perimeter.
So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100 plus the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
To the air, Williams. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
3rd down and 9 yards to go.
Here's Williams. Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Isaiah Rodgers. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. Certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were in nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. From the gun, they'll try to run it. Give him 5 on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
First 30, nicely bit off. A pretty decent game.
Brings up
2nd and 5.
At the 27-yard line.
Out of the gun again to Pollard. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. Well, week 18, this is just when you hope everybody can get through the regular season healthy, but the medical staff is going to have to take a look here, and we'll step aside. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold, or did they rough the quarterback? So roughing the passer penalty and an automatic 1st down.
And that's the mark of a bad team, partner, because that's an easily preventable penalty, but they just didn't take the proper steps to make it so.
They'll fake it on the jet sweep, but instead off up the middle. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
The Bears.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great, because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his leg.
And the hole closes quickly here. He can finally go back to 4.
A 2-yard pickup brings up 3rd and
Look to throw on 3rd and goal. That's to the pylon and incomplete. Brings up 4th down. Solid coverage by the Bears D.
Great defense there on 3rd and goal. They took away everything. Forced him to fire that one to the sideline where no one could get it.
And his kick is good. And that will make it 6-0. So the interception
one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. They find themselves down here after an interception on their opening drive led to a field goal. But all in all, you'd have to say fortunate to be only down 6.
Yeah, and you know how teams huddle on the sideline before they come out on the field in between series? Guaranteed what's said there is, guess what, guys? We take this ball, move it downfield, put it in the end zone, we're right back to even.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Looking to throw is Williams. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the Vikings are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. And now out comes Minnesota. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Quick throw there is incomplete.
Intended for
Second and 10.
Jefferson. Incomplete. It's now 2nd and 10.
To throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. That is caught. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A gain of 19 yards. And the Vikings 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7, losing to 2nd and 3.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3. At the 16-yard line.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. A 3rd field goal in the 1st half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. Trying to run forward with Pollard. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. And now they'll stop play here, at least momentarily. A member of the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. They'll try to run this one in. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. That's his 19th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Vikings are able to add on to that lead.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula to fix this.
And his field show, they pretty good single and damage to the
And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writers about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to the self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups. Check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2. as they've got it 2nd down and 12. From the shotgun, a throw for Williams. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
And he's missed now his first 4 passing attempts. It's just not there to begin this ballgame.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
Now he caught and Scott. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
A gain of 30. 1st down, Chicago.
Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him over 3,000 yards passing now on the campaign.
And Brandon, nowadays, your leader's usually closer to 5,000 yards on the year, but still, 3,000 yards, a good season.
Now a 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. 2nd
to the air once more. Williams. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. He'll go to the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack. And it's 3rd down.
I know we don't have a special scoreboard to show it, but the offense, they've surrendered more sacks than they have points thus far. This defense, they're winning in all phases of the game right now.
That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Instead of 4th down, they'll be able to start over now in the red zone.
And field position still has huge value in the NFL. As you said, in the red zone, that really hurts them.
To throw, it's Williams. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Following the play here, now we've got an injury. Now this is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. Well, I hope he's okay. We'll step aside and be right back. Throwing is Williams. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Right where they set him down started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. To the back of the end zone, but too high. Over everybody and incomplete.
Out of the end zone.
So on 4th down, Cairo Santos on now for the Bears field goal. That's a 27-yard attempt here. Santos' kick is up and through. And they will indeed get on the board here, but still trailing. It's now 13-3. So that kick gives them their first points of the game, CD. And it comes on the 3rd drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They've struggled with a few drives so far. Finally got 3 out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But you mentioned that to the coaches. They were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They're guarding against the upset.
47-yard line. 1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
On play action, they'll throw. The Vikings on third down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 11.
They're
going to look to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 31-yard line. A nice pickup of 23 on the third down conversion.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And then the move is way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6.
They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7.
3rd and 7.
He'll look to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
First down and goal to go.
They'll drop to throw. Throw to the right, hauled in by Addison.
The pass.
Good yardage on first down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal?
A 9-yard gain brings up 2nd and goal. At the 1-yard
He'll set up to throw. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Justin Jefferson, his 9th touchdown this season. And the Vikings are able to widen their advantage. Charles, every time that he makes one of these plays, I think the front office, they get a bigger and bigger collective smile because they feel more confident. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
And the Bears first down. A gain of 12.
1st and 10 and Smith. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd down and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up
operating for the gun. Williams. He'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down.
Operating for the gun. Williams. And that will be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. And Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback.
Minnesota's
Minnesota's offense takes over possession. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. They'll look to throw here. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down. That was not an easy one to hold on to.
It's fourth down.
Yeah, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. That's taken on the 25. A big kick, 50 yards that time. With a return of 10. And the Bears take over. Now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
Brings up second and 12 at the 27-yard line.
They'll send the tight end in motion. Here we go on second and 12. And we'll find the open man. It's DJ Moore.
A gain of 17 yards. That's good for a Bears first down.
From the gun, here's Swift. And he's able to break through one tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play.
Here's second and 10.
At the 45-yard line.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right. From the gun, here's Williams. But he will find Scott on the right side complete. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
And it's third down.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Connection with Walker going across the formation. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
And the Bears first down.
Now a fake on the jet sweep, and off the play action, he'll look to throw. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a second and 10. Williams going to look to throw again. That's complete. Luther Burden. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 27-yard line. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
The 27-yard line.
Here's Williams. He'll get this off to Swift. Now second and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up second and
in motion goes the tight end.
21-yard line.
Looking to throw is Williams. He's got this complete to Burden. The Vikings going to signal for their first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
How about a nod to the sequence of plays they're putting together here? This has been death by 1,000 paper cuts on this drive. But this is one of their best plays yet, and they're able to move it down into the red zone.
To the air, Williams. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Tyler Scott, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bears get a bit closer.
They went 5 wide in that offensive set, and racing going 3 wide's a big deal. To go 5, how about the way that they finish things off?
Did you just fit a race car reference into the game?
Zoom, zoom. How about the way that you play? When you go 5 wide, that means you're going fast now.
Zoom, zoom indeed. Santos able to tack on the extra point. And the lead is trimmed down to 10.
Bears 10.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. And now out comes Minnesota. And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
2nd and 10. At the
back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he's got his man on the outside. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. They'll look to throw here on first down. Well, that one's drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
They'll look to throw again. And this throw incomplete. The defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
You're in this big. You're in this big. Coming.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
Now on 4th down is the punt team sending this one away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That gets all the way to the end zone for a touchback. The Bears going to get one more possession in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Throwing is Williams. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
And it's 3rd
to throw, it's Williams. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Roughing the passer. Defense.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. Moore, the man in motion. Back to throw now on 1st down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Williams now. A final shot before break. He's going to take a shot at the end zone. Why not? And a little floater there, but it'll wind up incomplete, falling to the ground. So halftime straight ahead. Let's get you down to the Sunshine State. It's Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the 3rd quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scott, thank you very much. We are ready to get started here with the second half. It's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Bears offense and Caleb Williams set to go to work once more. And he's been very impactful when using his legs this year. When the pocket breaks down. By design, you notice his name sits near the top when looking at the league leaders in rushing yards by a quarterback. Third quarter starts with a run from Swift. Now a loose football. The ball comes out. But the Bears look to get this one back, and indeed they did. So they'll keep possession. They fumble on first down. Now here's second down. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. 2nd and 9 now. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down.
It's now third down and 9 yards to go.
From the shotgun, a throw for Williams. And that is incomplete.
Intended for Postman.
Well, if any designs are getting back into this football game in the second half, they're going to need to be much sharper offensively than they were on this opening possession. Not much happening here, and it'll lead to a fourth down.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll kick it away for the second time. Fielded at about the 28. 13 yards, the tally on the return there. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
First down.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Incomplete. Coverage defensively by Nick Herbig.
He'll drop to throw. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
A 3-yard
from the 41. Here's a 2nd and 7. Now a first carry for their fullback. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
It's 3rd and 9.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. The Chicago offense set to get started. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. That pass complete to Moore. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
It's a gain of 16
Second
yards.
catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
First down. A gain of 16 yards. First down, Bears.
To throw, Williams. He's going to float this one deep right side. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
Swift going to try up the middle. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. See what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Williams from the gun on 3rd down. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. LeConte popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for Chicago. This will be fielded at the 17. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. The Vikings offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And you have to imagine this defense saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the 3rd quarter. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Puts it on the carpet, it's out. And unfortunately, he's able to get this one back, so it is a first down.
13 yards on the
Call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. The panic that jumps up in your chest whenever the ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
It's a pick up of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at their 48-yard line.
Running right, it's Pollard. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
I really like what he did there because he took his practice work and converted it to game action because he used his hands, got off the block, worked laterally and stayed to the outside, and finished off the runner for a loss.
And that will be incomplete. Tyreek Stevenson, great coverage there to break it up. The Vikings send out their punter. He's been terrific so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Looking to put a drive together. They'll go play action here with Williams. And he's going to be intercepted the 3rd time. When they have the football, they will set up shop at the 33-yard line. Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection, and now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the sixth sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Catch is made by Hawkinson, the tight end. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 17 yards, first down, Vikings.
And the Vikings, first down. 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Here's a give up the middle. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 65 yards rushing for him now to this point. 4 yards remain on 2nd down. Ball on the 10.
At the 10-yard line.
A give to Pollard running left. And good pressure defensively to stop him for a loss of a couple. And there's also a flag to go with it. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. They'll set up a throw. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hawkinson. So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since.
That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 10.
Back to throw here. Over the middle, complete to Addison. And he'll get inside the 10, but he's short of the line he needed. He'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to make it 4th down. Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try. This is a 26-yard attempt. And his kick is right there. It's good. And that one's still there. So they got the turnover, started in great field position. The defense had a good firm. And they will get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. Goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you. An interception's result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond. Not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And he's brought down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. In motion, the tight end.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
On 1st down. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Josh Metellus on the coverage.
To the air once more. Williams got his man complete over the middle. And Scott. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Williams. There's a short one caught by Loveland. And he's able to pick up the 1st down here before he goes down at the 26. And a bad time for a roughing penalty. And they get the gift of a 1st and 10. Moore, the motion man right. Again, he'll drop to throw. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. They will run straight ahead with Swift. Give him 5 yards there to bring up 2nd down.
Well, it's not time to get them established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Looking to throw is Williams. This will be caught just inside the 10. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4.
And it's 3rd down.
Looking to throw. Williams. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
How about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dive defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to play their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right now.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And this is picked up by the Bears. He won't get in, but they are going to have the football in a great spot. 1st and goal at the 3-yard line. So potentially a turning point here in the 3rd quarter as that swings the door back open just a bit.
Yeah, they're still down 2 scores, but I do think we're at that point in the game where you're going to reach for the football whenever possible. You're going to hear the coaches scream from the sidelines, tackle him, second guy in, tackle the ball.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And they've got it first and goal at the 3. What a place to start. They'll run with the Rutgers man, Kyle Monunga. And a D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
It's a gain
from the 2 now, second and goal.
At the 2-yard line.
Running is Monunga. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's Bears football, but they trail on the scoreboard as we get set to bring you the 4th quarter. Call it no gain on the keeper. It's going to bring up the 4th down.
I know this is your spot, partner, so forgive me for jumping in, but there's no decision right here. They have to go for it in this situation. They're down on the scoreboard. How many other opportunities are you going to get?
Yeah, I'm with you. 4th quarter, like you said, down on the scoreboard. And remember here, a field goal virtually does them no good. Santos' kick is up and through. So kind of disappointing there. I mean, yes, they get the 3, but with starting field position like that, 3's not what you're banking on.
No, you just have to wonder if you can afford to let chances like that continue to pass you by. You've got to find ways to get the ball to the end zone and put 6s on the scoreboard.
And able to get this out to the 25. The Vikings offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes the right read seemingly every time. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. They'll be dropped after a gain of 6 across the 30 to the 31.
7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
2nd down and 3. It's out. It's loose. And one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
That takeaway, partner, right there, that's a combination of coaching, execution, and absolute belief. Because a lot of guys will look at the scoreboard and go, this thing's pretty well done. But they still thought to themselves, if we can make a play, we give our teammates a chance to win it. And that's exactly what they did.
And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. They trail by 2 scores in the 4th, and their defense did its job getting the fumble recovery. And time to see what this offense has left in the tank. That's a handoff. This is Swift. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. They'll fake the give. Now Williams. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Now let's see who this is on. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. The tight end in motion right. To the air, Williams. That's downfield. He's got Loveland. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Well, certainly those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed a penalty, but now the entire defense has to pay the price and try to rise up and overcome it.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 6-yard line.
Here's Williams. From the gun, he'll throw. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line.
Sacked.
They'll go in the books. It's a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down.
3rd and
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. And we've got movement. I think this is against the Bears here. Let's find out. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. Back to throw. Williams to the left side. He's got his tight end Loveland. They get 14 yards, but not enough for the first down due to the previous penalty. Well, he's had the interception woes in this one, Charles, and that time a little bold to throw it into double coverage, but he beat the double coverage.
Yeah, but I admire that he still will challenge defenders downfield, even though the ball's been in jeopardy a few times in this game. A nice ball there against multiple defenders, and he advances downfield.
All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. Their lead back down to 1 score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down.
Incomplete. Makes it 2nd and 10.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. They get 14 there. 1st down, Vikings. Will take it up the gut. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Here's Pollard again. And they'll get about 2 there to the 36.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Brings up 3rd and 12.
And the Bears in the nickel. No, wait, they're in the dime. 6 DBs out there on 3rd.
Could play an exotic coverage.
They'll look to throw here. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete.
yards on the play.
First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the first.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, you're trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Vikings, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. That's a 12-yard gain now on back-to-back plays. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football football at this point of the game, that means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Makes it 3rd and 4.
They'll look to throw. That quick throw there is incomplete.
I tell you what, that's a veteran play from a guy in his first season in the NFL. A lot of rookies are trying to force something there. He thought better of it, and that was the right decision.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to make it a 2-score game. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So that's an important here in the first quarter.
That importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
The Chicago offense set to get started. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. Open man down the field, that's Burden. He's to the 15. Touchdown, Chicago! Luther Burden, 76 yards. And the Bears have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. So that's a really big play here in the 4th quarter. And don't look now, they're right back in this game.
Did it feel to you, as it did to me, that maybe they were a little bit soft in what they were lining up with on defense? Almost like they were protecting the lead rather than trying to make a play.
And now that lead is down to just 1 score. Santos with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
Bears 23.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The home team's offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. He has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the 4th quarter. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And that is incomplete. The coverage a little too good there. And it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 24-yard line.
They'll drop to throw. Pass complete to Addison. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Makes it 3rd and 8.
Back to throw. Rush coming and he's taken down. Jalen Johnson blitzing for the secondary and picking up the sack.
It's 4th down.
Seems to me that our friend old momentum. I think he's definitely changed teams in this game.
It's only going to grow after that sack, and now, heck, they can get the ball back here and possibly even get the lead. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. They're taken right on the 30. Ooh, the juke. A nice return that time of about 14 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. The Bears' offense ready to go for their next drive. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
They run out of the gun with Swift. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
Loss of 2 yards. And it's 3rd down.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
4th down.
This one, an absolute must. It's 4th and 4. They'll go. Here's Williams. And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. We got to have two hands on the football here as they run on first down. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
And the Vikings,
now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Going to run again here with Pollard. And the Bears will use their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Second and 12 at the Bears' 14-yard line.
Down to a knee, and the defense, they can't stop that clock. A couple more of those, and it's going to be victory. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Encroachment, defense.
A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
On third down, it's Pollard.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to swell the lead to 6. And this one is right through here. Double their lead as it's out to 6. So it's another field goal here. He may need to ice his leg after this one. That's now 5 field goals converted in this game alone.
Get the trainer. They're going to need this guy. And they've needed every single one of the field goals he's made, too. If they're going to get out of here with a win, I say he gets a game ball.
Well, they had one final chance here on the kick return, but no chance on the other side that they were going to let him navigate all the way to the end zone, Charles. And that ends up being the final play in this one.
Yeah, you're right about that. Special teams coaches, they spend a lot of time working on these types of situations, and they go over every crazy possibility that can happen in this situation. They were able to cover successfully and end the game.
So for Minnesota, they earned one final victory and finished the regular season at 13-4. And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile for Chicago, they go out with a bit of a whimper as they wrap up a very trying 3-14 season. And it's fair to say wholesale changes will be forthcoming in the very near future. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
The playoffs are set, and it's going to be good. Hi, everyone. Scott Hansen here with your weekly recap for Week 18. We start with a good matchup in the NFC. And this is the running back. He'll take this one in from 2 yards out. The Vikings use a late score to celebrate the come-from-behind victory. Up next, it's a big one here in the final week of the season. And it's Trevor Lawrence, one of his 3 touchdown passes on the afternoon. The Jags will be a part of this year's playoffs. They get the victory here in the regular season finale. Lastly, let's head to Buffalo. The Bills hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. And it's Khalil Shakir. This will help the old stat line. He's going to make the catch and realize, I don't think anyone's going to get me, and they don't. Put it down as an 81-yard catch and run for the score. The Bills are in as the division champs. They finish off the regular season in style. So now the regular season comes to a close. It's on to the playoffs. A little bittersweet, admittedly, but we thank you for joining us on this journey.
僕もどこからやってきたのか忘れてしまったよ。これからどこへ行くのかもともと知らなかったのかもしれない。
どこかへ行ってしまうの。